are bringing on Spencer Jones, the Prince of Positivity is joining us. And he is the creator of Jones and Four Academy. And we will have him up here in just a moment.
Hello, hello.
Hello, Spencer. Thank you so much for joining us on this Saturday afternoon. How are you?
I am fantastic. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for having me on. This has been so much fun. I've seen you work up and start to lead and build this amazing 24-hour event. And I'm just so honored to be a part of it and love what you are doing. So how's it going so far?
It's good. I feel like I'm just normal day, but we're still a couple hours in. So we'll see. Ask me at like 4 a.m.
Right after the pot of coffee and you're set, like, oh, just try to keep going and make it happen. But just remember why you're doing it, because that's huge.
Absolutely. So I'm just going to give you your time. I'll chime in if I feel, but thank you again for being here with us. You are the Prince of Positivity. I've known you for quite a while without really realizing that I did know you. Like, it's kind of weird how that happens, but seeing you in Nashville, it was just amazing to have that energy in person. And I just feel like that was a shift in the dynamic forward. And I'm just honored to have you here, but I want you to just tell people who you are, what you do, how you serve, all the good stuff.
Love it. Well, thank you so much. And it's amazing how we get to know people. And I encourage and invite everyone watching this to be aware of the people you see in your life that you might have known for years, right? Especially with social media. What's cool about that is you get these connections and you don't know each other in person yet, or they're just acquaintances, and you start to build these relationships with them. And then when you finally get to see them in person, it's like you're seeing family. And that's how it was in Nashville when we met at the Unleash You event, which was awesome. It was so much fun to hear from you and talk and hear from everybody else and to talk myself. That was incredible. So thank you for being there and thank you for having me here again. Okay, so a little bit about me. I'm the Prince of Positivity, or so they say. I love helping people shine their light, right? We all have this amazing light inside of us, but yet sometimes many of us, myself included, we dim that light, or we build these walls that put this armor up to protect us. But all that's doing, while it's protecting us, it's hurting us because it's stopping our light from shining. So what I do is I help people break through that and really shine their light, right? I help and hopefully give them some tools, strategies to help them shine their light the brightest so they can live their lives to the max, whatever that means to them, that they can chase their passions, have fun, that they can lead their movements like you are leading this movement and change the world. So it's such an honor to help do that. And so for me in particular, I focus on mindset positivity, right? Prince of Positivity. That's really my niche where I focus in, but I'm lucky and blessed to know so many people who fill the other whole realm of personal growth. And so the journey I've been on, from fitness to personal growth and being at rock bottom myself to building myself up, really allowed me to learn a lot of tools and strategies, but also meet some incredible people. And I heard, as you said in my intro there, that we created the Jones and Four Academy. Well, if you're curious what that is, it's an online personal growth academy. So you have 24/7 access to a variety of different personal growth trainings and courses, all at your fingertips, right? You could be anywhere in the world. As a matter of fact, we had people join up from Germany and New Zealand and the UK, like all over, plus United States and Canada, of course. We've had people just hop in and it's there for you 24/7. So it's not just my trainings. Yeah, I mean, I have cool things, but we have a variety of experts we call professors come in and offer trainings to help people with not just mindset, but meditation, journaling, healthy eating, moving your body, different types of meditation to calm yourself, breath work. I'm just trying to think of other empowerment. Man, those are things that are just coming to the top of my head, but we have over 40 trainings in there for people to take anytime. So it's been really exciting to build that. But even more exciting is to see people implement it and see their light shine, because you could see it and you can feel it inside you that, oh, I feel good. And then you do something, or you maybe don't feel good, right? You feel cruddy. And then you do some work. You all of a sudden have this realization, or you have this epiphany. This realization, be another word for it as well, that all of a sudden it's like this aha moment, that light bulb goes on and your light just goes from a flicker to this bright light, and then it's taking that bright light to make it a spotlight into a lighthouse. And it's just so exciting and empowering to see you take to go from where you were, from being that candle, to now being this amazing lighthouse where you are not only sharing your light with the world, you're attracting people in like lighthouses do, and just supporting them and doing amazing things. So it's been fun.
Thank you. That feels good. So what, like, here you are today doing like all of these amazing things, but like all of us in this space, what was it for you? Like, what was it that told you I can do this? Or did you ever think of this? Were you only like where were you at one point that you went through so much to create all of this? Because it had to have come from somewhere. You can't just make this stuff up and just like type words on a paper, right? Like what you do is that transformation, but unless you've been through it, you don't get it. So what was your transformation time, or tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, you're right. I've experienced my own transformations, and hopefully the people leading these different movements, or the coaches helping with, life coaching or positivity with mindset, whatever it is, right? Fitness, it doesn't matter. Hopefully they've been through their own journey with it. And if they haven't, do some research on them and to ask those questions just to see, right? But for me personally, it was the fact that, let me go back. I'll share the story. So I was a middle school and high school choir director for 9 years. Loved it. Loved working with the kids. Loved being part of that and building it up. But I had this thing since I was a kid that was my ego. And we all have it, right? We all have our ego telling us, for some of us, it's telling us you're freaking awesome. You could do anything you want. For others, it's always belittling us and trying to control us. And sometimes it's a mix of both. For me, it was more on the side of, oh, I could do anything. I could build all this stuff up. And so for me, I just kept going, saying, oh, I could do this. Oh, even if I had the confidence, but it was all ego based. It wasn't true confidence where I knew I could base it off of things I've done before. Even if it was in a different field, I could say, oh, I've done this, so I could do this. It was all ego talking. Oh, yeah, I could build this choir program. I could do this. Oh, I could host this event. I could raise this amount of money. And so I did these really cool things, but it was all for the wrong reasons. It was for me wanting to be in the spotlight, for people to look at me and say, oh my gosh, Spencer, look at you. You're amazing. And worship me and stuff like that. That's what my ego wanted me to do. So that started to build up. And also in this time, take a little switch here, during this time in college and in teaching, I started to gain weight, right? Metabolism slowed down in college, and I started to stack on the weight slowly but surely. And I gained over 40 pounds, and I was unhealthy. I wasn't energized. One of my passions is kayak fishing. So I like going out there paddling and fishing on my kayak. Well, it was getting harder to do that. It was getting harder to put my kayak on top of the car. And I just knew I needed a change. I needed to do something. I wasn't able to do the things I love nearly as easily. So I started working out and doing the crazy at-home workout programs, like P90X and things like that. So I started doing those, and awesome. I started losing weight. I lost 20 pounds. And then because of that transformation journey, some people asked, hey, would you be willing to help me out and do these things? So I started coaching some people basically with fitness and health. Well, one of the companies I teamed up with was really, I would say pushing, but that sounds bad, but they were highly encouraging people to take personal development. And at that time, I'm thinking as a professional, I hated professional development. We had our professional development days, or our in-service days. And a lot of that time was just a waste of time for me. I didn't feel like I benefited from it. It wasn't helping me or my students, or if it did, it was such a small percentage of it. It just seemed like a waste. So when I heard personal development, I'm like, nope, not happening, right? I have no interest in doing that.
Yeah.
And well, in any case, they were very nice about it, and my mentors and coaches for me they were understanding. And then they're like, hey, just try this book. Well, so I got a book. Now here's the secret thing about me. I did not like reading at that time. I did not like reading, but I still gave it a try. Like, I'm going to read this book, and whew, I could not get into it. Like, I tried, I tried reading it. I just couldn't get through that book. It was so hard and turned me off to personal development again for a little bit. Yeah. But I gave it some time, and I kept hearing the benefits of it. Oh, personal development is good for this, for your mental health, for your clarity, for achieving goals, for making money, for being happy, and all these, all the benefits of it. And I'm like, okay, let's give it a shot. But I don't like reading. Well, what about audiobooks? I love listening to audiobooks. So me being the penny pincher I was, I didn't even want to do Audible. So I went to the library, and the library had audiobooks you could download for free, right? You rent them out like you do, you check them out like you do regular books for 2 weeks. And I listened to it. So the first book I listened to is Eat This Frog by Brian Tracy. Absolutely phenomenal book. I strongly suggest everyone read it. So I'm listening to it on my way to work, on my commute, and it's a 30-minute commute. And all of a sudden, I'm hearing these things. I'm like, all right, cool. These are good tactics, good strategies. Let's implement them. So the first day, the first tactic strategy I implemented. And I went through the day, I'm like, oh my gosh, that made such a big difference in my day, just that change, that mindset. So I kept listening, I kept implementing, and I started seeing drastic changes in just my stress level. It went down. I was getting more accomplished at work, and I just felt happier just from that one book and just from implementing the tactics and strategies that they suggested. So I'm like, this is amazing. And that sunk its hooks into me. I was all in on personal development from that point forward. And I started just devouring books, listening to them. And then a couple of years ago, 2-3 years ago, a friend of mine, we were having coffee and we were talking personal development. And I said, I don't like reading, but I like personal development. He's like, here, let me give you this book. So he gave me the book, Chop Wood, Carry Water. And what I love about this book is it's short-ish, but the chapters are short. They're like 2 to 5 pages maybe, right, long. So short chapters. So for me, as a slow reader, which is one reason why I didn't like reading, I could get through it quickly, and I felt like I had success, right? It was a small bite-sized wins. So I had success, and I started implementing those lessons and seeing changes. And then right after I finished that book, he sent me another one, The Energy Bus, which is one that I suggest everybody get as well, because it's such an amazing thing about positivity and mindset and how to change it in your personal and work life. Again, shorter chapters, a little bit longer, right? The chapters are probably 5 to 11 pages long, so a little bit longer, but still really achievable, right? You can sit down and read a little bit of that at a short time and pull some amazing knowledge out of it. Well, again, I implement that, changed my life. And so from that point on, I started loving reading. And I'm like, oh my gosh, so now I'm reading and listening to audiobooks about personal development, learning and growing. And that really led me on this journey through personal development. Now I'm teaching at this time. My ego's leading me. I'm learning this personal development. I know I have this ego, but it's just convincing me all the time that life's great, life's awesome, right? Well, what happened is I listened to my ego so much. And when you listen to your ego, it checks you at points. Reality or life checks you, right? Think about it like you're on this pedestal, this 3-legged pedestal, and it kicks out a leg out from underneath you. Well, that's what it did. And most of the time I could pick myself up and keep going. Well, I kept listening to my ego, go, 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 and it knocked out the stool from underneath me. But this time I was so high up, I came crashing down, and I hit my rock bottom, right? Where I personally felt cold. I felt like physically, mentally cold, isolated, alone. I wasn't alone. My amazing wife was with me. I had a handful, as in like 2 friends who were there to love me and support me and help raise me back up. But I felt alone. I felt tired. I felt cold. Like suicide was an option, right? I was planning and thinking what I would do, and it was scary. It was the worst time of my life, and all because I listened to the ego and made choices based on that it led me down that wrong road. Well, what's really refreshing about rock bottom is, well, there's bottom. What can you do except go up? right? So with the help of Katie, my wife, and my friends, and a therapist, thank God, right? So if you need help, see a therapist. They're amazing. They'll help give you tools and strategies to help you. We started to work and build myself back up, and realizing, oh my gosh, this was my ego that was driving me. I knew it was there, but I didn't realize to what extent it was and how much it was driving me. So now I started building a life that did not have the ego, right? I was not even listening to it. I was putting it in check, right? That inner bully that started to rise up. I started to face him head on, the skeletons in my closet, the limiting beliefs I had. I started to face all of them one by one and start to address them, start to work through them, process the traumas and the mindsets and all the things that was holding me back. And I'm still uncovering to the day to some degree, but we're building it up. And from there, I realized, oh my God, my life is so much better, right? I'm happier. I love my life. I love what I'm doing now. And through this time, I knew I felt a pull from leaving teaching to teach in a bigger field. Like, I love teaching and working with kids. However, there was probably I taught for 9 years, probably year 7-ish, year 6, year 7, I started to feel a pull to do something else, but I wasn't sure what that something else was. But throughout the years, I realized I want to help people with personal development. Well, I hit rock bottom, really learned what that felt like, built myself back up with the help of Katie and my friends and the therapist, right? Built myself back up to now I have all these different strategies, and I continue to learn and grow and implementing them to now help other people. And so we started doing that. We have a free 5-day positivity challenge group on Facebook. All of you are welcome to. Elaine is part of it. It's an amazing group. We have a challenge every month that helps you gain more positivity. And from there, it just started to grow. And okay, we are helping you with positivity. Oh, we're helping you through these obstacles you're facing, to building up that confidence, that belief in you. And then that led us to building the Jones and Four Academy. So now, instead of just a 5-day challenge or working with me one-on-one, right? I don't do as much one-on-ones anymore. I do small groups, which is amazing. But we have small groups, but then you can learn on your own inside JFA and take whatever works for you. So we have 40 trainings, which is amazing, but it can be overwhelming. So Katie and I developed a questionnaire to help you narrow down, like, oh, I don't know what I'm struggling with. We'll answer these couple questions, and we can help you discover how to fill that void you're feeling. Or if you know, well, cool, we can help narrow down what best suits and fits you according to what we offer there. And it's been amazing.
Because some people don't know. They just know that they're not in a good space, or they just know that they want different, or they want to start seeing the world in a more positive light, but they don't even know where to begin. So that is amazing that you offer that for them to be able to get clear, at least on where to begin. Here are some suggestions. That's amazing.
It's so hard, because when you're confused, which so many of us are, right? We're confused. I mean, let's be honest. You might not admit it right now to yourself or to me in person, and that's okay. But if you listen to yourself, I bet you are or have been confused at one point in your life about, what do I do now? Like, I know I want this for my life. I want to be more positive. I want to have more money. I want to do whatever it is. But how do I do that? How do I get there? I'm here. That's here. What is this pathway? What is, where's the map that shows me that route to get there? And it's scary and overwhelming. And that's where most people go, like, oh, I have this dream. I'm here and I have this dream, but I don't know what to get there. So what do? They just keep doing the same old, and they don't get anywhere, or they go extremely slowly to that destination.
Exactly.
And I felt that way. Right. I felt that way in my journey. As I said, thank God I had my friends who have been through their own journeys who helped support me, Katie, who has helped support me, and my therapist, who's really helped take my hand and guide me. That now I go, okay, we need people to have guides. So whether that's, that questionnaire, which can help guide you there, or signing up and doing an advisor sessions where we have advisors, and think about like a university, right? When you go into university, like, I want this degree, but how do I get there? Well, you need to take these classes at this time. That's what we do, right? I want to get more of this in my life, more positivity. Great. Here are the courses and trainings you can take. We suggest, you don't have to, but we suggest you take these, and that'll help you get to your goal. And all of a sudden, like year 2, you're like, oh, I don't want a chemistry degree. I want to go environmental science. I don't know, just throwing out random things, right? Okay, cool. Well, here's what you need to do to course correct and take these courses instead. We offer the same thing.
And I think that's amazing, just because since we're all different, you come out the gate with that blanket recommendation. You know, coming from like the fitness industry, I come out the same. Like if the only thing that you're ever thinking is a possible way to lose weight is to run, but you hate running, then you think there's like no hope that you're going to ever lose weight. If that's all you've ever been told, or that's the only route you think that it will work. And so just giving the options that, no, there are multiple ways you can lose weight. It doesn't have to happen this way. And I think for some people, they think getting into a positive mindset or even beginning meditation, that's one for me. Like, you know, I think I mentioned that, like, I don't know if I meditate. I know I go into this place, but I don't know if it's meditation. To realize that since we're all different, there are going to be different things that work for you differently. And to have that personalization come through, I think is so important, so that you know it is possible. It just might look different than it does for the person sitting next to you.
Right, because we are all different, right? The way you learn best is different than the way I learn best, and that's awesome. So why not help people make it possible and effective for them, so they're not just spinning their wheels, wasting time, wasting money and energy, not going anywhere. So as you said, the running's a perfect example. If you're not a runner, great, you could bike, you could swim, you could lift weights. There's a plethora of different options that I didn't even name on top of that. Well, okay, meditation. What is meditation? It's not necessarily sitting in a quiet space for 30 minutes minimum with your eyes closed. Well, that is a type of meditation, but there's so many others, right? Just pausing it and breathing for 5 seconds, 30 seconds, and just letting your mind just be open and free and not focusing on a specific thought. That's meditation. Or you can focus. Like, there's so many different things to it. It's amazing. And so many people get stuck on, well, I'm not doing this 30-minute meditation, or I'm not, when I journal, I'm not writing a page at a time. I'm not really journaling. You know, there's so many different things and so many different ways that can work for you, that don't get caught in that corner of this is the only way. Well, in almost everything in life, not everything, but almost everything in life, there's multiple ways to get there, right? Our friend Michael Faber, who put together this whole Unleash You family, and he and his team put it together, that he shared this with me, and I love it, right? A pathway is great. A pathway gets you from A to B, but that's only that direction, A to B. That's only one pathway there. Well, what if an obstacle comes up? Sure, you can do your best to overcome it and do your things, which is great, and hopefully we all do, but there's sometimes different routes, right? So the route that works best for me might be different than it is for Elena, than it might be for you. So that's why he said, I prefer maps. And so I've taken this philosophy on myself, because I 1000% agree with it. I want a map of here's where I am and here's where I want to be. Because when you look at a map, you have all these different routes you can take, right? You put it in your phone, I want to go here, and it shows you here are the 3 fastest routes, right? The fastest one, second one,
yeah,
another
based
one.
on your goal. Do you want to save money? Do you want to save time? Do you want, you know, it's like based on your goal, right?
Exactly. And that's exactly what the maps do. So that's what we do in JFA. We provide all these optional routes for you to get to that destination.
Love it. So if somebody were contemplating, like maybe they're thinking, is it the time for me to make this change, but they're nervous or afraid, what do you recommend they do to just take that, like if they want to maybe dip their toe into the swimming pool rather than just like jump in? What's the first thing they do? Do they find the group? Do they email you? Like, or can they scout you out a little bit? Like, what's the first thing you would recommend for somebody that, you know, I need more positivity in my life, I've got to do something now?
Awesome question, because there's so many people out there who want that. The very, 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 very first thing I would do is to surround yourself with more positive things, more positive people. And just be intentional. Am I surrounding myself with people who are being positive, raising me up and raising other people up? Or are they gossiping and tearing people down? Now that goes in person, but that also goes on social media, right? Life has an algorithm to it, just like social media does. On social media, it's whatever you focus on, pay more attention to, they want to keep you on that platform. So they give you more of that, right? So if you're focused on politics or anything, it's going to give you more of that, right? So if you're focused on negativity, it's going to give you more. Well, life's the same way. If you focus on the negatives in life, the people hurting you, the bad things, the gossiping, all that, well, life's going to say, all right, cool, we'll give you more negativity. That's what you want, right? Because that's what you're craving. So you start to see and pick up more of it. Oh, life's hard. Life's against me. It's always an uphill battle. But you could do a positive, you could focus on the opposite side of that, which is the positive side. So what's good in my life? What am I grateful for here and now? What's the beautiful things? What's a positive narrative about my life? Yeah, I had struggles, but look what I overcame. Look where I'm going. All of a sudden, life goes, oh, you want more positives, you want more gratitudes in your life. Great. And you start to see more, and life and the universe gives you more. Earth, wind, fire, God, whoever gives you more of those things. And that is incredible. So it'd be really intentional. For me, it's surrounding myself, focusing on the positives, surrounding myself with those positives, writing down my gratitudes, that positive narrative. And, I would say, if you're interested, join our 5-day positivity challenge group on Facebook, because now your Facebook feed is going to be layered with so many positive posts and uplifting posts that even just doing that can boost up what you see.
Yes. And I agree with that 100%. Being positive, like when life hits you and it's hard, you almost are like, yep, I see you. That's life. Like that's the hard stuff. But now let's get back to what we were, it's like, you don't even, what happens, and it's going to always happen. And so it's like, okay, I see you, but I'm going to focus on this over here anyway. And so I think the positivity challenge is a great place for people to start, because even if it's just to come in and just start seeing that there's community and we are sharing positive, and you don't really have to put yourself out there, or you don't have to do anything. It's kind of just a place to maybe absorb and observe for a little bit, to just get that exposure going. I think that that's a great place.
It's a safe place, right? It's a safe place for you to put in your feed. You do not have to comment. You do not have to share. You don't have to like anything. You could be a fly on the wall and get more positivity there. Now, I will say this, as we said, social media has algorithms, right? So the more time you look at those posts, or if you like or comment, it's going to show you more of those. So just be aware of that, but you don't have to, right? It's that fly on the wall moment where you just like, all right, we're just going to take a little bit more in and observe it and absorb that positivity. And I will say that if anyone's interested in stepping the tone in the personal development world, and see, okay, what's this JFA about? We do have a free membership that's open for everyone and anyone. So you get a handful of free training. So it's my gift to everybody here doing our live. I would love to have you experience it. And we have things from meditation 101, journaling 101, gaining more positivity, like that, and many other trainings in there as well for free, right?
Yes.
You just have to sign up. So
love it. So I would encourage you to put the link maybe even in the video comments, or just go to my page and tag or post and do that, because when this is all said and done, I want to collect all that information and put it on the website. Just if anybody saw these speakers and here's what they have, and just make that available, because it is about giving and serving and helping. So I want to thank you so much for your time today and for coming on here and sharing your light. It was just a true honor of mine. Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Thank you for having me on. And everyone, just keep being you, keep shining your light. Remember these couple things. You are amazing. You are worthy of your dreams and your goals, and you are enough right here, right now. You are enough just the way you are. You don't need to do anything, change anything, or prove anything, because you are enough. Elena, thank you so much. I appreciate you, and everyone, keep being you and keep shining your light.
Thanks, Spencer.
Thank you.
Have a good day.